Barcelona have been defeated by Real Madrid 2-1 with 2 goals from Bellingham and a goal coming from Gundogan. Gundogan was the first scorer for this game, but then eventually Bellingham was able to come up and score the 2 goals that led towards Real Madrid getting the full 3 points at the Montjuic Stadium. And so I know it's very frustrating to see that Barcelona have yet again lost a couple of points in the league. And here's the one thing that really does kind of rub me the wrong way. We see Barcelona a lot of the times through this season start the game very well. We play fast-paced football, we look very attentive, everything does seem like it is going well. We defend very well, we attack very well, we control the midfield, everybody looks fully alive. But every time we get into the last 45 minutes or the last 25 minutes of the game, for some reason Barcelona's intensity just drops. Like we just lose our focus, we lose our alertness, we lose basically everything, and we allow the opposition to attack us, right? We give the opposition too much respect. We have seen that multiple times through the season, and that is exactly what happened in this match between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Barcelona put out such an amazing performance in the first 45 minutes. We had Gavi and Gundogan bossing the midfield, not letting Bellingham see the ball at all. We were in complete control. The defenders were also defending very well. We attacked a lot. We created a lot of chances. Yes, Cancelo was our right winger for this night, but he still did very well. We also had Joao Felix, who saw many opportunities. Alejandro Balde, who was looking very alive on the left wing. We saw the main threat from Barcelona happen on the left side, and we punished Real Madrid over and over again. And I felt confident going into the second half. I'm like, okay, we're controlling the match. Real Madrid are not having the ball at all, and we're frustrating Real Madrid. But then what ended up happening in the last 45 minutes or the last 25 minutes was Barcelona giving respect to Real Madrid, was allowing Real Madrid to control the game. What ended up happening was we had the ball in the first half, but in the second half, we chased the ball, right? We started chasing the ball with a team that did contain Gundogan, Gavi, Cancelo, Alejandro Balde. We had Ferran Torres. We had enough quality players to say that, yes, these players can control the game, but we ended up losing control of the game in the second half. And I'm like, what is going on here? Are we going to repeat the exact same mistake that we have been repeating in the past 6 to 7 games? We got lucky in the past 6 to 7 games because we did not face Real Madrid. We faced other teams like Porto, Athletic Club, and so forth. But in this game against Real Madrid, you know, like these mistakes, this way of allowing to give respect to the opposition, we're not going to be given the chance to make up for the mistakes that we did. It's just not going to happen. Real Madrid will punish you if you give the ball to them. Look, I understand that it is still very early in the season and this loss doesn't really mean anything, but it could make a difference, right? Later in the season, we can say that, you know, like when Barcelona is like 3 points behind Real Madrid in the last month of the season, we probably could say that, you know, if only we won against Real Madrid on that night, we would have been in a much different position. But it's still very early. But still, if Barcelona continue with this type of attitude and we just let our intensity go down and give the respect to the opposition in the second half, we're going to be losing a lot of points along the way. Now, one of the reasons on why I think that Barcelona let their guard down in the second half, it is also because of the selection of Xavi Hernandez. Xavi Hernandez made some substitutions that did not really work out in the end. For example, Oriol Romeo came into the game, and when I saw Oriol Romeo come in and he had possession of the ball, Real Madrid knew exactly what to do. And you and me know exactly what Real Madrid did. Like, you don't even have to watch the game in order for you to understand what I'm about to say here. But every time Oriol Romeo received the ball, he lost the ball almost immediately, and it led towards Real Madrid going on the counter. It's just, I don't like disrespecting players. I just like to let them know what their weaknesses are. And Oriol Romeo's clear weakness is having the ball in possession and trying to figure out a solution to create a Barcelona attack, because he does the complete reverse. When he has the ball, he loses the ball immediately when he does get pressed, and it makes me very nervous. It makes me very nervous to see Oriol Romeo being the only midfielder on the field and he has the ball, because I feel like Barcelona are going to lose it just like that, and then boom, it's a goal. Because like the type of system that Barcelona have right now, the way that Xavi has built this team is not made for us to lose the ball in the middle of the pitch. We will concede goals if we lose the ball in very dangerous areas, and Oriol Romeo loses the ball a lot in dangerous areas. So those were one of the substitutions that really did not go well. I would much rather just continue to have Fermin Lopez on the pitch, a player who provided so much energy and so much solutions in the midfield. I have no idea why you would take Fermin Lopez out. Another substitution that did not work out well, unfortunately, it was Lamine Yamal. Now, I think that Lamine Yamal is a great player, but if you place someone like him in at the age of just 16 years old, knowing that he's not that versatile, you should place him on the right wing, not place him on the left wing. He looked very one-dimensional on the left side, and I'm like, okay, if you're going to place Lamine Yamal on the pitch, put him on the right side at least. Rafinha is 26 years old. He should be more than comfortable trying to adapt to the left wing position. I remember like last year, he was complaining about how he feels very uncomfortable on the left wing and that he doesn't want to play there. But like in this case, in this scenario, in this context, when you know that Lamine Yamal is only 16 years old and he does not have a lot of adaptability to him, allow the youngster to go on the right wing and put him in the best position to succeed, and then have Rafinha go on the left side. That should have been the game plan, because Lamine Yamal, every time he received the ball on the left side, he couldn't like cut in or try to create something like he does on the right side. And I'm like, you're only limiting his capabilities, and there was no reason for you to put Lamine Yamal in if you're just gonna put him on the left side. You might as well just could have kept Ferran Torres on the pitch and put him on the left and putting Lewandowski as a striker. Ferran Torres can't play on the left wing. We needed a player that is able to take away players from his teammates due to his runs. But no, Ferran Torres had to come out and you place Lamine Yamal in. And just a side note, I think that Rafinha played well. He was one of the best substitutions. I think probably the best substitution that we made. He came in, made a couple of crosses. He looked very alert. I like the way that Rafinha did perform. So bravo to him. But going to Lewandowski, right? I have no idea what is going on with Lewandowski. Like, I understand that he just came back from injury and he hasn't played in like a month, but every time he received the ball, his first touch was just horrendous. I don't know what was going on with Lewandowski, but you don't act like that as soon as you come back from an injury. I understand that you can't make huge sprints or you can't like run for a very long time, but like your first touch, you should never lose your first touch, especially coming off from an injury. Your first touch should be the first thing that should come up to your disposal when you do come back. You should never lose that. Messi doesn't lose it, Ronaldo doesn't lose it, but Lewandowski, he was like the Oriol Romeo of the front line, receiving the ball and losing the ball right after. So he was like there, but like for no reason. And so from there, I'm like, okay, so we lost our attack and now Real Madrid have the ball and we're gonna have to defend for the last 20 minutes by ourselves, like if we're Atletico Madrid of 2014. And so you may say, but Kevin, I think that you're being too hard on Barcelona. Look at how many injuries they had to rush the whole process. Like bro, did you not see the first 45 minutes? All we had to do was replicate what we did in the first 45 minutes and put that into the last 45 minutes. We had the intensity, we had the control, we had everything. We dominated Real Madrid. Bellingham was not seen in the first 45 minutes. He was not seen at all. And then he ended up scoring 2 goals in the last 20 minutes of the game. Something was clearly wrong on Barcelona's side. Now, I haven't even begun about, like what happened with the ref's decision, how he did affect the first 45 minutes, right? Like the type of calls that he made. But I want to put self-accountability first. Like, I did not make this channel to talk about how the ref sucks and the only reason why Barcelona lose points is because of the refs. No, there has to be self-accountability. We need to make sure that we need to be 100% correct first and then talk about whatever happened outside of our own control. And in this case and in this game, 2 things went wrong. We dropped our intensity in the last 45 minutes, and the other thing was that Xavi's selection was not good. And Ter Stegen did say something after the match was over, and this is what he stated. We had a good match, but we are disappointed because we were punished for the 2 goals that came out of nowhere. And I don't think that those 2 goals came out of nowhere. I think that all of us saw this coming. All of us saw Barcelona drop their alertness, drop their creative control on the pitch in the second half. We didn't see those 2 goals come out of nowhere. We saw that coming. The amount of crosses Real Madrid were doing against Barcelona allowed all of those crosses to go into the box. They allowed the players to receive the ball outside of the box. So there is definitely a few things to learn on top of this loss that we encountered against Real Madrid. Now, I haven't even begun talking about the ref side. I think that the ref, Gil Manzano, who is probably the biggest Real Madrid fan on this night, made so many horrendous calls. I can't even imagine what every Barcelona fan is thinking right now. But the amount of errors he made in the first 45 minutes was just I don't know. I don't understand. Is this Florentino League or is this La Liga? We were 1-0 up in the first 20 minutes. And in the last 5 minutes of the first half, we saw, I believe it was Tchouaméni put down Araujo with his hands, basically almost tackling Araujo in the air. And it was a clear penalty in that moment. And it could have led towards Barcelona getting the penalty and making it 2-0 instead of 1-0 before the first half was even over. But Gil Manzano did not see that and did not rule off anything. He did not say anything about that call, ignored it, and let the game just play out until the first half was over. So that should have been a clear penalty. And we can all see that from here. And then, of course, we saw a couple of fouls coming from Carvajal. Carvajal was probably one of the most dirtiest players on this night. I think that he did foul Joao Felix twice, and he barely received 1 yellow card. Real Madrid should have seen at least 3 to 4 yellow cards in the first 45 minutes, but Barcelona saw almost all of the yellow cards in the first 45 minutes, and we were being punished much more easier. There was also that moment of Vinicius, when he was being subbed off in the last 5 minutes of the second half, he wanted to walk slow, and then he started applauding to the fans and kind of just in a way making fun, provoking the Barcelona fans. And the Barcelona fans were like, what are you doing? Just walk away, finish your substitution. And they were just booing Vinicius. And it is the wrong thing to do because you can see the smirk in his face. You know the intentions of the player. And you may say, but Kevin, he's just doing the right thing. He's applauding to the Barcelona fans. And no, bro, even Ancelotti knew what Vinicius was doing. He was provoking the fans and he had to pull him out if he was some little kid. Bro, you're 22, 23 years old and you want to act like a little kid? You really want to do that? And then you want to go 2 or 3 days later after this action and say that I don't understand why La Liga hates me. I don't understand why I get all these hates from the fans and blah blah blah. It's because you do things like this, ridiculous stuff like this, to the point where your daddy Ancelotti had to take you out and pull you from the shirt. Like, bro, who are you? If you're gonna do that, at the very least put out a good performance. Where was the goal? Where's the assist? When are you ever gonna get past Araujo? Your clapping to the fans was louder than your performance against FC Barcelona. And so those are the things that I do want to say about what the ref did and about the actions from Real Madrid and its players. But besides that, again, I do want to kind of like step away from things like that, because I just want to be very self-accountable. I want Xavi Hernandez to improve his substitutions. I want the players to not lose their focus so much in the second half. I have no idea why this is such a problem for us. We have to do much better. And yes, I know that Real Madrid were much more aggressive in the last 45 minutes, but still, if Real Madrid is going to be more aggressive, we must also be more aggressive. So here's how I'm going to be ending this video. I do want to give out my 3 best performers for Barcelona on this night to just end on a positive note. I liked Gavi because of the way that he intercepted the ball, the way that he was able to go on a 1v1 duel with Bellingham. He shut that player down, at least in the first 65 minutes, and he played amazing. He was fighting for every duel. Gundogan also was one of my best players because every time he had the ball, I just felt safe. He never lost the ball. He was always organizing play. Every time Barcelona looked lost in the midfield, he always came in, got the ball, and switched play. He also scored the goal for Barcelona, so props to Gundogan and Gavi. And then I also want to give my congratulations to Fermin Lopez, who did start against Real Madrid for the first time in his career, and he played amazing. He played with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of alertness. He was very attack focused. He was always trying to look to see where he can defend and help his teammates. I loved it. I loved every single touch that Fermin Lopez had. And lastly, I would also say Inigo Martinez played very solid. Yes, there were a few errors that he made, but for his first Clásico representing Barcelona, he played really, really good. I think that he was Barcelona's best defender, and he even hit the woodwork once when he was trying to header the ball and he almost scored the goal. He had 99 touches, 9 passes into the final third, 6 out of 11 accurate long balls completed, won all of his tackles, and blocked 1 shot. He also had 6 clearances, 1 interception, and 3 recoveries. And so that is it. That is how I'm going to be ending this video and this match review. Hopefully, again, like I've said, Barcelona improve on top of this, and we're gonna have to go into the next match, which is going to be very complicated, and it is going to be against Real Sociedad. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.